Hello, here is your all signs. Happy to be starting them back. So we're going to get into them. It's going to be Aries to Pisces order. So I'm going to pull an angel number, some oracles, and a general tarot kind of message for you. It can resonate in different areas of your life. So I'll try, and whatever I channel, it'll come out. So if you want anything specific, of course, you can always email me at sunshineintuitivetarot@gmail.com, and we can look into getting you a personalized personal read on your situation. Again, as always, these are collectives, so not everything will resonate with everybody. So if it does, great. If it doesn't, just let it fly like a butterfly. So let's go on and get onto the messages for this week, beginning the week of November. Let's see. Tomorrow's the 2nd, so we're going to start on Sunday, end on the 8th. So let's go ahead, because these are going to be published on Sundays. So I've got the calendar that I set up also that's been posted out there. So yay, we're getting the content really going and loaded. So enough of all that. I've just been babbling. I know y'all want to hear your messages. So let me get into them. Okay, so your angel number for Aries this week is 144. It's connect. Communicate with the divine. Your angels are urging you to make a connection with the divine in your daily life. They want you to strengthen your ability to communicate on a high vibrational level. Sit in meditation right now with your hands on your crown chakra. It's the one on top of your head. And envision yourself opening up to the wisdom divine. Yes, communicate with the divine. Trust, connect with the divine. The divine has your greatest good and your what's the word I'm looking for? It has all of your interests. It has all your interests at heart. So just connect to the divine. Make time every day. I really like starting the day with it and then also ending the day with it. Always connected. And anytime during the day, the divine wants to hear from you. Whenever you need them, they are there for you. There's no call waiting. You can get in and get to them whenever you want. And Spirit is reminding you that that is the case. You can always trust to communicate with the divine. Stop thinking that you know everything and you know best. That's for some of you. Some of you are being really stubborn and in your thoughts and in your head, thinking you know the best. You don't need any help. You know, you know it's the ego thing. So you might need to lose a little bit of ego and connect with the divine. Okay, and then I'm going to get to the tarot last on these. Okay, so if you have a person on your mind and you're wondering what they're thinking right now or what they would tell you, the message right now is I'm afraid of commitment. So you might be there. This, like, again, this is not going to be everybody. There might be some people out there of the person they're thinking of. They might be afraid of commitment. So in that scenario, if you are actually dealing with somebody that is afraid of commitment, you either need to really use your discernment. We don't tell you what to do. You have free will. You decide what you want to do. If somebody is thinking or have told you, in fact, that they're afraid of commitment, you need to decide what you want to do with that information. Do you want to wait it out and see and just go slow and see if it changes? Are you not on the same page actually and you want somebody that is wanting commitment? Or are you just okay with just moving on and seeing what the universe else has out there for you? That's completely up to you what you want to do. Nobody should be telling you what to do. You need to have your own empowerment, your own discernment on what you want to do with any kind of information, if it applies to you. All right, the next message is a universal hug. Feel the universal wrap you in an embrace and conditional love. Let this energy of warmth and acceptance restore and uplift your spirit. Again, it connects with your angel number. Connect. The universe is wanting you to trust in them and wanting you to get comfort from them and get that warmth, get that energy and acceptance and restore your spirit. For some of you, your spirits, your batteries, your spirit, your emotional, you're just drained and you need to really connect with the universe and get that spiritual warmth, that spiritual healing, that spiritual guidance and light. Okay, and then your next one, your self-care one, is do 30-day challenges. Force yourself to do something new for 30 days to form a new habit. Yes, some of you are stuck in a rut, or your mind is going just crazy spinning to where you don't have any sort of discipline or plan. So you need to start getting yourself, if it resonates, you need to start getting yourself into a structure of where you do things differently every day to form something new. You might actually wind up liking some of these new challenges that you're starting to set yourself up on. That's a really great way to begin the month, actually. That's a good takeaway for all the signs, actually. Okay, now to the tarot. Okay, so 3 cards are pulled. The Fool, the Page of Swords, and the Chariot. Okay, so with that being said, the Fool means new. It's leaps of faith, it's new beginnings, and it's just maybe changes in, your thoughts and, just new. But then you've also got the Page of Swords and the Chariot. So with that being said, you need to really find inspiration. You really need to focus. You're going to be victorious on whatever you set your mind to. Now, as far as love, sometimes with the Page of Swords in that mix, it could be that you might be dealing with somebody that is a little bit more on the emotional immature side or not emotionally available. But overall, these 3 cards, they summarize as you need new beginnings. You need new ideas, you need new plans, you need new introspection, things like that. You really need to just move forward with plans and with new outlooks and things like that. You're going to have new beginnings, though. It's kind of really, it all ties together ultimately as new beginnings and new perspectives and mindsets. So that is really what you need to practice on. I mean, overall, just you really need to connect with the divine, figure out what you want to do, have some new beginnings, trust in the divine, practice and get yourself into new plans. And get that hug, get that universal hug. The universe and your guides and your angels and everybody, they give the best warmth and the best hugs that you can it's just beautiful. We all need to just make sure that we're trusting the divine and just making sure that we're getting taken care of and getting on different paths and the right paths for each person, because everybody's paths are different. All right, I'm getting the cards for Taurus. Okay. So we're going to start with your angel number. Taurus, your angel number for this week is 451, advice. There's signs everywhere. This is an alert from your angels. They are around with you with strong messages as how to proceed in a tricky situation, and they will use anything they can to reach you. Your angels can be crafty, so prepare to be surprised. Repetition is their favorite way to hit a message home. So, okay, that's kind of like there's signs everywhere. So if you keep getting the same kind of themed signs everywhere around you, that's definitely your sign to pay attention, and that the universe and your angels are trying to tell you and signal to you how to proceed and where your answers are. So they're going to do it in different ways. So you definitely need to pay attention. Exactly like that line says, your angels can be crafty, so be prepared to be surprised. They sometimes do it in subtle ways that unless you're really looking, then you're not going to know totally. So they can be crafty and shifty sometimes in a good way, not in a bad way. Okay. So if you've got a person on your mind that you're thinking of, their message to you is, I was selfish and stuck in my ego. So they may not come out, of course, and say it, But that is, if it takes and resonates to you, if you have somebody that is on your mind and you're wondering about, then this could be a message from them to you that they were selfish and stuck in their ego. Your soul contract message for the week is shift in perspective. View life from a higher perspective to discover hidden harmony and meaning. Exactly. It ties in with your angel message again. View life from a higher perspective. So look for the signs and look for your messages from the divine and view your life from the divine and look for the guidance from the divine. And then the self-care message for the week is obsession. Focusing too much on one situation, the need to take a step back. Yes. If you are finding yourself focusing on something way too heavily, you need to take a step back. Because sometimes when we overthink things and keep focusing on it, we're honestly sometimes missing the answers. So this ties in too to what the message is for this week is trust in the divine. You might be overthinking something and the answers are actually trying to be given to you by spirit, but you're not really paying total attention to what spirit is trying to give you the answer to or what they're trying to tell you. But ultimately, you need to stop focusing on a certain situation, certain pattern, things like that. Whatever, if that resonates to you, the obsession needs to stop and you need to really look at signs and guidance from the universe because they actually have your answer instead of you obsessing over whatever the potential scenario is if it resonates. Okay, your tarot cards. Okay, so we got the Death card, the World card, and the High Priestess. Ooh, definitely you need to stay in your power, trust your intuition. You're going to have an end to a situation or a rebirth to a situation that's going to create a celebratory situation. You're going to have what you have been wanting and what you've been manifesting, but you just need to stay in your power, trust your intuition, let whatever needs to go, or rebirth, however it may apply. Because it could mean that it is actually the end of a situation and it's time to move on. Or it could just be that things change and shift to where it's a rebirth and a new beginning. And it could just be a shift in thoughts. You could be in your energy, your high priestess mode, where it's a goodbye to different things and patterns, like it's telling you to stop focusing too much on a situation. You need to end it. I love how this is all tying together. As long as you trust yourself and you trust in the divine, along with yourself, you're going to get what you are ultimately needing and desiring and the outcome of how it will be coming towards you. So it's really all staying in your power and viewing from a higher perspective, like it's saying with the High Priestess, that all ties together. Trust in yourself. Let things go that need to go or realign how they need to realign, and it leads to that positive outcome that you are looking for. Man, that's beautiful. It's really important that we all trust ourselves and trust in the divine. They're not going to steer us wrong. The problem comes when we begin thinking we know better than everything, when we let ego get in the way and get stubborn. And yes, I pull everything before. It's not always going to be like that. I'm still new, so until I get the new equipment and things like that, you are going to eventually see me shuffle. So, and I like my little... I'm going to be changing my background too soon because Halloween's over. So I'm definitely going to be changing it around to something a little more fall-like, but the Halloween will be gone a little bit. It's not too Halloween-y right now anyway, though. Buddha will always have the little flowers. So I don't think I'll change. Actually, I don't know. I might do something different for Buddha during Christmas, but we'll see. Alrighty, so let's go on to Gemini. Hey, Gemini. All right, so your angel number is 957. Go forth. Stick with your decisions. The choice you made is one you need to stick with. Your angels guard against vacillating any further. Wavering just delays the fulfillment of the bigger picture. Lie in meditation now with your hands on your solar plexus chakra that's just above your navel, and repeat this mantra a few times until it begins to sink in that you're confident. Trust in yourself, Gems. That's what your message is this week, 957. Especially if you start seeing that number around, like if you look at the clock or things like that and you see 957, that's definitely going to be a super confirmation that this applies to you, and it could resonate. But there's some of you, if it resonates, you might have made a choice that you're doubting yourself on. You're kind of still hem-hawing, like you did make a choice. And I think deep down, you know that it was the right one, but you're sitting there second guessing yourself like, did I really make the right decision? So this is telling you right here, you need to stick with your decision, and you need to be comfortable with whatever decision that was that you made. And you need to practice being more confident in your decision making. Okay, if you've got a person on your mind, their message to you is, I want to treat you the way you deserve. So you might have somebody, if you're thinking of somebody, you actually, for some of you, I'm getting that you might be in a situation where they're seeing you with somebody else, or there's somebody else around you that is not treating you the best, or they're in their head and they're feeling like, oh, I could treat them better than somebody else does, or somebody else had. Or they're seeing that you're not seeing yourself in the actual worth that you should be seeing yourself in as well. Then your soul contract message is soul alliance. Walk with your soul allies. Together, you will fulfill greater missions. Yes, find like-minded people. Find people that you are tied to, that are your soul allies, that have the same pattern, the same mentality, the same tribe, like-minded people. You need to find people that are close to you, that are good for you, and that are like-minded and share kind of maybe some of the same ideas or the same visions, things like that. And your self-healing message is self-care, self-healing messages. Avoid toxic people. Hang out again. Gosh, those scares me how they tie together sometimes. Avoid toxic people. Hang out with people who will uplift your spirit, not bring it down. Yeah, you might need to reshift who you hang out with or who is in your life. You might have some people that are not good for you that are in your life right now that you need to back away from and get yourself away from, and find the right people that need to be in your life and walk with you so that it all works out for all of your all's goods and your spirits, to where you're not drained and not being drugged down. You need to have people around you that are uplifting you. So this could also tie in too. There's some of you that may actually know and have people in your life that are draining you. And you're kind of sitting back and you're like, sunshine, I can't do it. I can't let them go. They're this, they're that. They've done this, they've done that. No. Okay. I get it. Sometimes it's family even. And we cannot feel guilty about letting people go, regardless of who they are or their role, or if they're blood or whatever. We've got to do what's best for us. So if that means that if you've got people, one person or people in your life that are bringing you down, Spirit is telling you, you have got to avoid them and let them go. You have got to do that in order to live a lot lighter, a lot healthier, a lot more energetic. Okay, so for your cards, you've got the Lovers, the Hanged Man, and the Ace of Pentacles. Again, this ties in to this too, because the Lovers means, the Lovers card can also indicate new love, or taking romantic situations to another level, things like that. But the Lovers, I think with these 3 cards that are here, I think this is more what I'm getting, what I'm channeling is that it means you need to love yourself and what choices and make those choices accordingly. You need to love yourself and make choices for you because you love yourself. And you need to pause. You need to, you got the Hangman in there too. So that means you need to pause and you need to assess and you need to let go of like any control, because you might have this feeling of control, kind of like what I was saying, because I kept getting that there's some of you, I can hear it, that some of you are like, but this person, you've got to let that go. You have got to trust in yourself, love yourself to make those decisions for yourself that are going to benefit you. You have got to love yourself and be empowered with yourself, and also to get opportunities and investing in yourself. And you really need to just work on this week is really the universe telling you, you really need to step back and start loving yourself. Get rid of anybody that doesn't serve you. Love yourself enough to make those decisions and stick to them, and realize the people I'm getting that there's a lot of you that realize you have people in your life that are actually good for you, but some of you are still sticking around ones that are not good for you, and you need to get rid of them. No matter who they are, there's somebody that's eating at you that you're like, but Melissa, Sunshine, you have to understand, this person's this person's that, this person's family. No, just because they're family or just because they have this certain role in your life, you really need to step back and realize, I love me more. And I need to make these decisions for myself that are going to help myself grow, and they're going to benefit me in the long run. And that ties into people that are thinking of you right now. I want to treat you the way you deserve. This all ties back in together like a finely tied big old bow. All right, Gemini, I love this for you. I'm sending you a huge hug, because it is hard when you're trying to navigate through life. And, we do have people that we've been around, whether it be family, whether it be people that are close to us as friends or romantic situations where we feel like, no, we can't. We feel that guilt and that tug of, I can't do it. But you can. We all got this. We all got this. Okay, up next is Cancer. Hi, Cancer. How y'all doing? My crabs? My crabbies? Alrighty. Oh, I love this number for Cancer. 777. Face fear. Trust the divine. Your angels are asking you to release the fear of the unknown, trust the universe, and give up your control over what's going to happen next. They are telling you not to fear the future, but rather to embrace it with faith in all that's in your best interest. It is perfect in design, brought to you by your most trusted guides. Go into an easy sitting position with your hands upturned on your knees for a few moments as you honor your faith in the future. Cancer, I'm going to give you a big hug. Trust in the divine. You're going to be okay. I think a huge thing is that not just for Cancers, but in particular it's for Cancer in this message, but we've got to, and as I've been saying, I mean, the main theme that we're getting so far in the all signs is trust in the divine. Trust in yourself and trust in the divine. Face your fear. Let it go. I think that we get so hung up in our egos sometimes that we really forget that divine is there, that the universe is there, our angels, God, everything is there for us. We keep forgetting that huge resource that we have that is there for us. And we can trust in it and love it and embrace it. And it makes all the difference in the world. We're never alone. The universe is always there. They just are waiting for us to ask for their help. But they do jump in and take care of us as well. But they also want us to call on them, and they want us to they want you to be there for, and go to them and just love and get in that embrace. Okay, so if there's a person on your mind, their message from them to you is, I have been working on myself. So, I mean, if you're dealing with somebody that is been quiet or things like that, you haven't really heard from them, as it resonates, might not be the case for everybody, but for some of you, that could be that person has been working on themselves. And that could be why you haven't really heard from them, again, as that resonates. Okay, and then your soul contract message is Dance of the Galaxy. Dance with the galaxy's rhythm. Feel the universe's pulse and let it guide your soul's melody. You can't make this up. Face your fear. Dance with the divine. Go with the flow. Go with what the divine is wanting you and telling you and guiding you to do. Dance with the divine. Let it all flow and happen the way it's supposed to be. And your self-care message is the divine will provide you with love when you are ready. So some of you might be out there wondering when I'm going to find somebody. When is this person right for me? When is the right person coming? The divine will provide you with love when you're ready. Now, see, here's the thing. Sometimes we think we're ready, but we're not. The universe definitely knows when you're ready. They know us better than we know ourselves. So until you are actually ready, you are not going to find that person. You'll know, and the universe will know when it's the right time for you to be with the soulmate. Well, we all have soulmates, but that true love that you are going to be with, they're going to provide it when you're ready. So take the time now to just keep loving yourself and doing things for yourself to get in preparation for that. So that means you can be ready. Okay, so your tarot is the Five of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Magician. Okay, so some of my little Cancers out there, as a collective, some of you all have been dealing with, that Five of Cups, been dealing with some heartbreak or loss, grief. It doesn't always have to be romantic. I always like to kind of put that out there, that when we get these messages, it's not always love, because sometimes when you get the Five of Cups or those types of cards about loss, grief, heartbreak, things like that, mourning, it could be anything. It could be where you've lost a job, you've lost somebody, there's been a death in your life of somebody, a pet, things like that. I mean, it's not always, it could have been a job. It could have been, somebody might have stolen something from you that was valuable, or you lost, it's just loss, period, of that you could be mourning and having issues with. So with that being said, you got the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician. So this week is going to be the changing of a cycle. And you are going to go inward. And I think you all are getting, as far as this resonates, you're getting to a point to where you've been in your head, you've been in the mourning, you've been in the grief, you've been in whatever feelings you've been in that are not the best of feelings. And you're kind of going to be emerging this week from it. And you're going into that Magician mode and the Wheel of Fortune. So it means it's the completion of this cycle of where you've been in that headspace of not being your best and being in that uh, mourning everything like that. So that's going to end because you're you're going to get back in your power, and you're going to be like, okay, I am not wanting to be in this mindset anymore. I want to be happier. I want to see XX and OO, whatever, happen. I want to see these changes. I want to see this growth. I want to be happier. I want to, have this thing happen, that thing happen. I want to make this change. I want to make that change. Whatever, how it resonates to you. Because I'm not sure. I mean, I'm intuitive, but everybody has different goals and different mentalities, and they're mourning and they're grieving over certain things that are different. So, but ultimately this week is going to be an ending of a cycle, and it's going to be going you more into a mindset of, okay, let's bring in some more positive. Let's bring in some good. Let's do this. Let's get out of the mourning, grief, loss mentality. And it could be that some opportunities pop up too that trigger that magician mode to get you into that, okay, let's do this. Let me get back out there. Let me get into a better headspace, because that Wheel of Fortune card is showing the end of a cycle and things that are going to improve and going to get better as a whole. But this ties in too. It'll provide you if this is your situation. If you're thinking about this, if it has to do with love, possibly, you're going to that magician mode. You're getting out of that heartbreak, grief, loss mentality, and you're going into that magician mode of where you're going to manifest, and that all ties in together as well. And go with the flow of the universe. Face your fears, let it all go. Beautiful. Love that for you, Cancers. That's a beautiful message too. They're all beautiful messages in their own ways. Okay. All right. Let me get the cards out for Leo. Okay, Leos, let's get your reading. Okay, so we've got your card spread. We're going to start with your angel number 154, personal journey. Valuable lessons have been learned. Your angels are proud of your personal journey of self-truth and personal responsibility. This journey is a result of your choosing to learn valuable lessons from past mistakes. Write a list of what you've changed in your life since learning a valuable lesson. I can't tell you how much I love that message. Especially if you keep getting 154, if you see 154 a lot, like if you look at the clock, things like that, or randomly see it pop up, that's definitely speaking to you to write that list. And it's a good practice anyway, even if you're not seeing that number pop up. Write a list of what you've changed in your life since learning a valuable lesson. That's beautiful. I love that one. Okay. Again, Leo, if you're thinking of somebody, this might be their message to you if it resonates. You deserve better than them. That's kind of similar to the Cancer one, sort of, that we just had. You deserve better than them. So you might have somebody on your mind. It might be an ex. It might be somebody that, it could be somebody else that is not even you're thinking of. And that just popped in my head, actually. I'm getting that. Somebody might be watching you from the sidelines and seeing you with somebody that's in your life right now. And they aren't really feeling that they're right for you. That person that you're with right now is right for you. So take all that as it resonates. But there's somebody that could be in your energy or that's watching you that sees something, and they are in their feelings thinking that you deserve better than whoever is in your energy right now. All right. So then your soul contract message: find serenity within yourself. It is unshakable foundation for facing life's challenges. Yes, find your peace, find your calm Get yourself into, you might need to start practicing more motivation. You might need to start practicing more meditation. You might need to get motivated to meditate. That might have been Spirit's way of, jumbling my words a little to get me to get the right message out. So, but yeah, you might need to really start meditating and get yourself into a calmer place and center yourself. And because a lot of us, get easily triggered, we get easily emotional, things like that. So it's always and we always kind of respond and react instead of really assessing before we do things sometimes. Like kind of like that think before we speak, we need to do instead of speaking before we think. So Spirit's telling you might want to just find some calm, get your zen, stop reacting, and stop thinking everything needs a response. You might just need to be a little more silent right now and just go inward. You might just want to do that. Just go silent, go inward, things like that. Self-exploration. Peel off the false persona and get to know yourself to find your truth. I love that because we all, I think, in some ways need to find our truth. It's not necessarily that people are fake. It's just you need to find your truth. I think sometimes we kind of think we know who we are, but then once we really step back and assess some things and really take some time to explore ourselves and get away from the outside and go inward, we kind of can shift and change and realize, oh, I'm really not like that, or I really don't like that, or I think I want to try this or that. And so it can really, really make a difference when it kind of ties into that whole telling you need to find that serenity within yourself, and you need to get to know yourself to find your truth. Okay, so we got your three oracles done, your angel done. So let's do your 3 tarot. Okay, so you have the 7 of Pentacles, the Pixie. The Pixie is actually a special card in this deck that I have. And then it's an extra one. And then in case people are like, what's the Pixie card? I don't have the Pixie card. I've never seen the Pixie card. Well, it's in this deck. It's a special card in this deck. And then the Hierophant. Okay, so again, these tie in so much because you've got this 3 card set. So overall, it's telling you to trust in yourself and believe, and to assess what you want and what you don't want, and what you need to maybe practice putting more effort into or reducing effort into. Maybe, the whole thing of reciprocity. You're not seeing things even on certain scenarios or certain situations or certain people. You might need to shift back. You just really need, this whole set ties in together beautifully. It's telling you to trust in yourself and in your beliefs, and to stay to be in your power and be true and authentic and stand up for yourself and your beliefs. So that's just beautiful. But you need to take, that 7 of Pentacles. It ties into this whole, the self-exploration and finding your truth and going inward and getting introspective and trying to figure out and assess exactly what it is you want and what you don't want, and find your truth. And also the Hierophant, and this card ties in together too, is to find serenity within yourself. Find peace within yourself. Trust your decisions. Trust what you're doing. That's all that you really need to do. And that's going to be your focus for this week if you choose to do that and it resonates. That's some powerful stuff, Leo. Wow. I love it. That's amazing. Love that for you. Okay. getting the Virgo cards ready. Did I get 3? Hold on. Hold on, that card does not need to be there. Let me move that. Okay. Actually, hold on. Give me just a second after I do this. That's an actual other card that didn't pull out before. So Spirit's telling me now. No, Melissa, put it back in. Put it back in, sunshine. Alrighty. It ties into, which is really cool too. Okay. Alrighty. Let's get this. All right. Hey, Virgo. Okay, let's get your reading going. Okay, so your angel number is 555. Major change. Side note for me, I'm a Virgo. I have Virgo placements. I have a Virgo rising, a Virgo Mercury, and Virgo North Node. And I've actually, personally myself, I've seen 555 a lot lately, just personally. Okay, so 555, major change. Get your mindset right for what's to come. Your angels are alerting you to new energy coming your way. Change can be seen as a negative thing, but with the right mindset and the right alignment to your goals, it's actually your angel's way of readjusting your life to fit your desires. Life will look different when you get what you want. Take a shower bath using water to purify your mind and body and promote your mental alignment with the great things that are on their way to you. Gosh, I love that. Change isn't always bad. Change can be good. You just sometimes have to find the good in the change, because there's always good in change, even though it might seem not so great. But ultimately, there's always good. Okay, Virgo, if you've got a person on your mind, their message to you is they will never compare to you. Oh, wow. It could have been that instance. I'm kind of funny about that term, the one that got away, because something doesn't always have to get away. But it might be somebody that the person on your mind, if you're thinking of, they might have gone to somebody else now. And they're thinking back to you. And they're comparing them to you. And they're thinking they won't compare to you. So, I mean, for some of you, that could mean that that's going to end for if it resonates. It could. I'm just stressing if it resonates, because don't make things fit if they don't fit. For some of you, that person that's on your mind went another direction, and they're possibly going to end it with the person. This is a specific message for somebody or some. Some of you, they may have left you for somebody else. And they're realizing that whole cliche of the grass isn't always greener. And they might come back to you, or want to come back to you. And what you do with that is your choice and your free will. So that could be. Or they might still stay with that person that they did go towards, and just always have memories in a comparison. Okay, your soul contract message. Inner balance is the cornerstone of soul growth. Find it and fear nothing. Find your inner balance. Find your truth. Find your peace. Inner balance is the cornerstone of soul growth. Find your harmony. Get peaceful with yourself. Get content with yourself inward. Get content with yourself spiritually. Just get your mind right. Get your mind at peace. Okay, and then denial to accept a situation, unhealthy cycles, or addictions. Some of you might be in a situation right now, or scenarios where, this is a very broad card. Some of you might have unhealthy habits that you need to break, and you're not really aware of it. Okay, here, let me give you the example that just popped up in my head from Spirit. Say, okay, I got a food addiction, or I got stress eating. So there's some of you out there, I'm going to use this because this is what Spirit's giving me. There's some of you out there that are stress eating. And once you pick up that bag, I'm seeing somebody pick up a bag of chips. So, okay, so picking up a bag of chips and you're sitting there eating them. And while you're eating them, you're telling yourself, this is not healthy. I shouldn't be eating these. I need to put the bag down. I need to throw these away. Then that is Spirit telling you this is unhealthy and you need to cut it out. Anything that you're getting where you're knowing it's wrong and you're not doing anything about it, you're in denial, you're just like, okay, it's okay. It's okay to sit here and eat this bag of chips. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay if I go eat a bag of chips and then go eat a couple of candy bars. It's okay if I have a whole pizza for dinner. It's okay if, and I mean a large pizza, not a personal pan. It's okay if I'm going and looking at, wow, this one just popped in my head. So earmuffs, if there's kids around or something like that. It's okay if I look at porn. It's okay if I do this. It's okay if I look at this addiction. It's okay if I look at, it's okay if I'm doing this. It's okay if I'm, continuously gaming and ignoring my loved ones, or gosh, okay, Spirit, you're giving me some examples here. But the point is that, or could be, I just got this too. You're with somebody that's not good for you relationship wise, but you don't want to cut the cord. You keep telling yourself either you'll do it tomorrow or you'll do it in a week. You're giving yourself a time frame of, nah, I'm good. Things are fine. Or you kind of know it and you're like, oh, and you keep putting it off and you keep giving yourself like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Or it's kind of a procrastination instead of a denial, but at the same time, it is denial. You keep repeating patterns. You're around people that aren't good for you. You're doing addictions. You got things like that. And some of you, you're just totally flat out unaware that you have those issues. But there's some of you out there that are kind of acknowledging it, but it's kind of half denial and half procrastination. But you need to face your truths. You need to face what you're doing and not doing and get into a better, healthier pattern and mindset and habits and realigning with however you need to realign. Again, we don't tell people what to do, and every situation's different. Okay, Virgo. Okay, so like I said, you actually had every sign had 3 cards, but for some reason the Hermit card snuck into yours and I didn't know. Okay, so you've got Strength, the Emperor. You've got the 6 of Pentacles and the Hermit. Okay, so you need to go in you need to take okay, this is kind of a multi-layered message in a sense. So in one message, you need to go inward and assess your life and assess your situation. You might be going through a lot of stuff right now, and you need to just retreat and go away and get a game plan going and get yourself into Emperor mode. Also have that strength and confidence. You need to go inward to get the, okay, Spirit, thank you for pulling that card out, because that helps tie this together even more. So for some of you, you just need to go inward, get back into your boss energy, make it happen. And then for some of you, because you got the Pentacles here, you need to practice, if you've got the means, Spirit's kind of saying, share the wealth and have your power. You need to have your power. You need to make sure that you are having reciprocity in your relationships. You're giving and taking. and you're going to have success, and everything is going to come out and be really prosperous. If you've been having some situations or a situation where things haven't been going that well, you're going to see abundance, you're going to see increase, but you've got to get into that boss mode. You've got to get into that confidence, and in order to get to that coin, you got to make sure that you're handling it and you're doing it in the right way. You're getting into that confidence and that boss mode energy, and also have your power and have those boundaries. So if you've got somebody that's taking more than giving, you need to reassess that too. You need to get into that give. I mean, and it might be you where somebody's giving more to you and you haven't been giving to them. So you might need to get into that boss energy and start aligning better too. That might be part of the hermit reason too, why you need to go inward and really assess where you need to go and what you need to do. But ultimately, you need to get into your confidence. You might need to just go inward, get your confidence, go into that mode. Bam, you're getting your coin. You're getting ahead. You're going to get your reciprocity both ways. You're going to get abundance. You just got to get into it and shift and stay into that boss mode energy, which actually, again, ties into this. Get your mindset right for what's to come. Gosh, I love how these all tie together. That's a mic drop. Get your mindset right for what's to come, Virgo. Love that for you. Mindset and manifesting, all that. It's pretty easy once you get into the practice of it, really, honestly. It's pretty cool. Alrighty. All right, Libras. Hi, Libras. How you doing? All right, let's go ahead and get your read going. Okay, so your angel number for this week is 227, to befriend fear. You are stronger than your fears. Fear is not an indication of success or failure. It just exists within you. Your angel's message is this: as you manifest your goals and dreams, consider where fear creeps in and limits you. It's not going anywhere, so it's time to make friends with your fear. Reflect presently on how your fear could become instead of a foe. Wow, that's a deep message, actually. That first line, fear is not an indication of success or failure. And then consider where fear creeps in and limits you. So it's not going anywhere, so it's time to make friends with your fear. Make friends with it. Embrace it. That's a part of it, that's a part of us, Fear, everybody has a fear. Everybody has fears. Everybody has things that they fear or aren't confident in, or things like that. We all have hang-ups and flaws and things like that we're all dealing with, and I apologize for that noise. My foot was going to sleep. The beauty of doing these pre-recorded and not edited. Okay, so befriend fear. Make it a friend instead of a foe. We can embrace it, because that's a great message, because if we befriend fear, it makes us more easy to embrace it and talk to it, and it being more open to where we can work with it better, if that makes any sense at all. I love that. All right, so if you've got a person on your mind, this is what they may want to tell you if it resonates. I need to work on myself. I'm trying to clear my head. And you might have somebody right now that's just in their head and dealing with a lot. So if that applies to you. All right, so your soul contract message is divine embrace. Open yourself to the universe's loving embrace. Let the healing energy restore your spirit and guide you towards a place of peace and renewal. And see, this ties into this too. You have special gifts. Never surrender to normal. That's funny. Me being a Libra, I'm so quirky. That's so funny seeing that card. Okay, so, but yeah, that kind of ties into the befriending the fear. Never surrender, being normal. So you might be scared of your gifts, and you have this fear that, oh, I'm different. And that's okay to be different. It's okay. We're all different, uniquely made in our own ways, and we need to embrace that and not be afraid of it. We need to be okay with who we are. Now, yeah, we need to accept and be okay with who we are, but at the same time, if you do feel like personally yourself that you need to make changes, positively, or just work on yourself or things like that, that's a different scenario. But don't let anybody make you feel inferior or make you feel like, that you're weird or whatever the case may be. You're who you are, and that's what you're being called to be, is yourself. And use whatever talents, whatever abilities, and just being yourself is what it's about. You don't need to be scared of being yourself or being scared of your gifts or showcasing them or whatever. You need to be more comfortable in yourself, in your abilities, and just embrace yourself. And get yourself into where you're peaceful and you're re-energized. So you are really worn down energy-wise right now, and you really need to go inward, like that card says. And that's what Spirit's really, really telling me right now, too. Okay, so as far as your tarot goes, you got the King of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. Oh, got some wand energy there. Okay. So this kind of goes into what we were just talking about, is being confident and having faith. And you need to put more time and energy into goals, into things that you're passionate about. And you just need to be spontaneous. You need to be confident. And you just need to know yourself and be yourself. And also with the King of Swords there too, you need to make sure that you're also at times, instead of being emotional, you need to kind of use logic instead of emotion when you're going through some issues or going through things. You need to think and use logic before making any decisions, and practice discipline. You may want to try and get into some routines too. I think some of you Libras, I'm guilty of it. Some of you Libras are kind of flighty, and that's okay. That can be okay. But I think some of the Libras need to be a little more structured as well, and kind of get into some patterns and just get on a routine. And also just kind of, it ties back to another message that was there earlier for another sign, was this kind of being less emotional and more thinking before you speak, and not reacting as quick. Thinking before reacting, and not everything deserves a response or reaction. So you may really want to look into that also. But face your fears. Fear's okay. And be yourself. Work on getting yourself into that, and work on things that you're passionate about. I think there's some of you Libras that are scared to do what you're really wanting to do, or what you're meant to do. What is your path? You're scared to actually take it, because I think some of you Libras are a little worried about what people are going to think. And you've got to stop worrying about what people are going to think, because God is calling on you to do these things, and you have your own specific mission and purpose here. So you have special gifts, never surrender to normal. So some of them are unconventional, but they're meant to be used, and that's your purpose. So you need to stick to that, and instead of getting all anxious when you get fearful, you need to use fear as a tool, kind of like what that card says. You need to go in and talk to your fear. You need to say, okay, fear, why am I scared? What is the fear? You need to use fear to get intimate with fear and figure out why that fear is there. Use it as a tool, use it as a muscle, use it, like it says, as a friend, because real friends will tell you the truth. And fear, if you go inside and inward with that fear and make it your friend, then it will shift you to how to work with it for your own benefit and your own good, and in a positive way, instead of it being a negative. Wow, that's insightful, even for me, being a Libra. That's a very good read. Very insightful. Okay, let's get this next round going. So we're just gonna pause. I'm trying to get these done. All right, let's go to Scorpio. I'm gonna have timestamps afterwards if you're just listening through these. I'm gonna timestamp them. I have been known to be a timestamp queen. Okay. Hey Scorpio, how you doing? So here we got your messages for you. Okay, so the first message is your angel number, which is 000. Universe abundance. The universe abundantly supports you. The force of love is around. This number enhances all attributes of other cards you draw today, which if you go through and listen to the other messages, that might be a good idea. That way you can listen. You can go to the beginning of all the other messages. They're going to be time-stamped, and just look at the other angel messages if you feel that you want to do that. So that might help you today too. Creating a powerful connection between you and your angels. Visualize the power of the universe flowing into your being and envision your own creative forces amping to meet it. Draw another card knowing that this message will amplify its energy. So I'm going to have you meditate on that, into what you want as your abundance. That's going to be a little bit of an empowerment lesson for you, Scorpio. Okay, so if you have somebody on your mind, this is what this person may tell you, if it resonates. I'm sorry I couldn't be what you needed me to be. So if that resonates, you might have somebody in your life that, if it's on your mind, for some of you, I'm getting, they might have just ghosted you without even saying anything to you. And some of it is they just felt like they couldn't be what you wanted or needed. So they just took that way out of, okay, well, I can't be what they need. So I'm just gonna remove myself, which I don't advise. I think communication is always a good thing. So okay, I apologize. I had to take a break for some water. My throat was getting a little scratchy. Okay, so your soul contract message is beyond time. Your soul transcends time and space. Dive deep into its essence to discover infinite possibilities. Yes, go inward. Figure out what it is you want to do with your life, is what I'm getting with this. You're limitless. I mean, you need to figure out, for some of you, you really need to go inward and figure out what it is you want to be, what you want to do. And there's a lot of layers to it. There's a lot we can do with this life that we're in, no matter how long or short it is. There's so much we all can do. And you really need to really just go into meditation and just go inward and dive deep into your soul and really, I mean, you might want to do that with writing and or meditation. You just need to go inward and figure out what all you want to do with your life, in this life, with your soul while you're here. Because there's so much. Spirit's trying to tell you, that there is a lot that you can do. That there's a lot of things that you can do. And there's a lot of passions. There's a lot of interests. There's a lot of things that you haven't even tapped yourself into. There's a lot of strengths that you didn't know you had because you haven't tapped into it. You really haven't taken the time to really step back and see that there is so much more to yourself than what you are thinking that you are. Okay, and then your self-care message is a declutter. Let go of old items. Create a new sacred space for yourself. Boom, that goes into that too. Figure out what you want and what you can have. Declutter, get it new sacred space for yourself, and get into getting your soul into all the possibilities of what it can produce and what you can have and what is out there for you. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, and your tarot is great too. You got the 10 of Cups, you got the Page of Cups, and you've got the Justice card. Okay, so it ties into this. It's spiritual growth. You're going to have happiness, fulfillment, new beginning. You've got life lessons that you've learned and you're learning. And you really, if you go into this and declutter and everything like that ties into this, you're going to have a happier existence. You're going to have a happier life. You're going to get creative. You're going to have situations. You're going to have the life that you really want and deserve because you're going to go inward and start figuring out what all it is you want to do, what all it is that you're good in and good at, what you're not, what you need to eliminate, what you need to produce and grow. And it's going to go to that 10 of Cups. You've got a lot of good stuff, and you're going to go inward too. About that Beyond Time card too. You're going to go in and also assess some of the life lessons that you've got, and you're going to apply them to what is going on with you in your life and what you need to do going forward. It's a lot of introspection, but it's also a lot of fulfillment because you're leaving the past, you're getting the past out, you're going in and looking inward, and you're producing this beautiful new beginning. The inward is the 10 of Cups. You've just got to go inward and get it to be where it's going to be, that fruition. So, you got the Justice card. You got as you see, the Page of Cups, the Justice, 10 of Cups. But you got to let go. You got to let go and look back, get introspective, out with the old, in with the new, and assess all the possibilities that you have in front of you. Get creative. Just get excited, get passionate, get motivated. Again, it ties into this too. The universe abundance. It abundantly supports you. Visualize it flowing into your being, and then visualize you creative forces amping up to meet it. It all ties in together beautifully, Scorpio. I love that for you. Love that. Lots of abundance and beautiful things happening. Always gotta love when you see that 10 of Cups pop up too. That's a really beautiful card. So if you are hanging out with me, I hope you are enjoying these reads. If you're not just time stamping to your sign and you're watching me as I'm getting these cards up and going. Okay. Okay, Scorpio, geez, you might be dealing with a Scorpio too. That popped in my head. So Sagittarius, you might have somebody that's a Scorpio around you that you might be, it's in your energy as well. So, but hi Sagittarius, how are you? So your angel number for this week is 292, channel anxiety. Create positive distractions to reroute nervous energy. Your angels are validating that the anxiety and grief you're experiencing can be overwhelming. Your angels are with you presently. They urge you to channel those emotions into positive distraction. Clear your energetic space to create an oasis for something enjoyable and unrelated to your anxieties by cleansing yourself with water in some way. Take a bath or a shower or go swimming if possible. Also, it just popped in. Do a spiritual salt bath. Do a salt bath or a salt shower. It's pretty easy. It cleanses you and protects you as well. But you need to channel your nervous energy into the good. Channel it from nervous to positive. There's some of you out there that are very nervous right now, and you need to channel it into something more positive, more productive. So if you are dealing with somebody that's on your mind, the person on your mind, their message to you, if it resonates, could be, I really do care, even though I don't show it. And then your soul contract message is shards of memory. Wisdom is hidden within the fragments. Reclaim them to unlock a deeper understanding. Yeah, you might need to go back into some previous life lessons or things that have happened, experiences that have happened, and go back and tie those back into something that might be happening now for you. You might be going through something that's kind of a deja vu. It's a repetitive situation, or you've been repeating similar paths or similar situations. So you may need to go inward and kind of figure out why you're going through the same patterns. Or it could also be where you're going through it again and you have to remember, I got through this before and I'm tough and I'm brave and nothing breaks me forever and it won't last forever. And so how did I move through it? So you may have to do it, that there's a couple of different scenarios that could tie to that particular message. But you may just have to go inward and really think about when you've been through previous experiences that were similar, and either just tie them together and be like, okay, why is it keep happening? Or just remember what you did or how you got through it, and then know that you're going to get through whatever you're tackling again or tackling right now. Yep, ties in too. Clear your energy, refill your energy, and reclaim your power. Ties into that. Step backward, go inward. Think about, reclaim deeper understanding and refill yourself and reclaim your power, and know that you can get through anything and you can handle anything that is thrown at you, and you have before. And you just need to recharge your energy, because your spiritual batteries and just yourself is drained right now, if it resonates. And just reclaim your power. Just know that nothing can take your power unless you allow it. And so you need to take back that power and stop having either just habits, people, situations, worry, anything like that. You need to reclaim your power from anything that is taking your power right now. Okay, and then you've got your 3 tarot cards. Ooh, yeah, that definitely ties in, because you've got the Temperance, you've got the 2 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords. Okay, so you need to trust. It ties back. You need to trust in yourself, and you need to be patient with yourself and the process. You need to follow your intuition. And again, it ties in, you've got to have some introspection here. And you need to really, and you got to have patience too. You got to have patience with yourself and patience with the process. The main thing too is that you really need to rely on your own intuition. You don't need to listen to anybody else. And I like to frame that as, it's always okay. Mostly it's okay to talk to people and get their opinion if you feel the need. However, you need to be the COO, the Chief Operating Officer. As I like to say, God is the Chief Executive Officers of our lives. We are the COOs of our life, the Chief Operating Officers of our life. He's the boss. We operate. So, in that case, you need to follow your own intuition, your own feelings, and your own judgment. You don't need to rely on anybody else to give you the advice, or make your decisions for you. You need to rely just on yourself and on God and your spirit team. And yeah, this ties in. You've had heartbreak. You've had some kind of heartbreak, or some kind of trauma, something. So, but you need to be patient with yourself in the process. And you need to believe in yourself and rely on yourself first and foremost. It's okay to have support, don't get me wrong. But as far as your intuition and making decisions, you need to rely on yourself first and foremost and trust yourself. But most importantly, you need to be patient with yourself and with the process. It's not going to happen overnight, but you need to refill your energy, reclaim your power, and kind of go back into other situations where either they are similar, or just remember you've had tough times before and you've gotten through them. And you might just need to go back inward and say, okay, you might need to remind yourself, how I did get through it, but how did I get through it? Because there might be something there that might help you move through this situation that you're in right now. But the main thing is you just need to be patient with yourself and with the process, and know that you're going to be all right. But you need to reclaim your power. That ties in too. Reclaim your power. Don't let other people or situations or anything, or worries, negative thoughts, don't let anything have that power. You need to reclaim your power. That's going to be the main key to getting through all this. But you're going to have patience and resilience getting through it. But you're going to get through it. Ooh, that was a heavy one. Saggies, give you a hug. That was a heavy message. Okay, let's see here. Let's get Capricorn set up. My Capricorns. Okay. Hey Capricorn, we got your cards pulled up now. So let's go ahead and start with your angel number, which is 255 for the week. New choices. Changes are indicators. Changes are coming and will bring new decisions for you to make. Your angels encourage you to greet these changes as assurance that your intentions are coming to be. Reflect on a negative emotion or worry that you've been ruminating on lately. Take time to visualize it withering into the universe and let it go. Sorry, I always have an Elsa moment whenever I see let it go. It's just me. Let's just work with it and roll with it. Okay, so if you've got the person on your mind, if it resonates, their message to you would say, I've been manifesting you. That's a nice, promising little message. I like that one. All right, and then your soul contract card is Light of Truth. The Light of Truth dispels confusion, offering clarity and insight. Follow its guidance to uncover deeper wisdom within yourself. You got illumination, revealing wisdom, and inner knowing. Know your truth. You have the wisdom. You have the answers and the clarities and the insights. Spirit's telling you to trust yourself. Trust yourself. You've got the answers. You've got the abilities. You've got the power. I got the power. Oh, okay. No, this is typical Capricorn. If you're talking about stereotypical, your self-care one is financial goals. Set and reach your financial goals to achieve financial stability. Yeah, work on your coin. Work on if you felt like you haven't been really, some of you might be in a situation where you've been overspending, or you haven't really been paying attention to your money or your finances as best as you should. And there might be some of you that are just trying to plan ahead and get yourself in a little bit of a more secure financial position. So Spirit's definitely telling you, work on that this week. Work on, maybe you might, if you're working and you have a 401k program, maybe it's time. I know for a lot of companies right now, it's almost open enrollment time for benefits. So you might want to think about changing your percentage that you're contributing in your 401k, you might start looking at investments. You might start going online researching to see you can put a small little amount, start out with a small little amount in investment and grow that way. There's different alternatives. You might go in and look at your bank account and look and see, oh, I got all these subscriptions that I'm not using. I need to cut back and cancel these subscriptions to save some money. Or you might be like, oh, I've been DoorDashing or Uber eating out too much, or I've been ordering fast food, or I've been stopping by and eating breakfast too much. Some things like that. You might just need to cut corners that way too. Or you might start looking at how to reduce your groceries too. Like, okay, how can I stretch these meals? How can I do this? How can I do that? It's all about your financial goals and kind of getting a little more ahead and reassessing that. Okay, Capricorn, on your tarot, you've got the Empress, the King of Cups, and the Six of Wands. So it's all about, it kind of ties into your financial goals, because it's about finding progress, it's finding growth and prosperity and creating it. The other thing that it's kind of talking about, Spirit's talking about, is kind of balancing, there's some of you out there that might be having some anxiety right now, so your emotions are more chaotic and you're not really using your logic, so you might want to step back and start thinking a little more logically than emotionally, and think more logically than emotionally. There might be some situations in your life where it is an emotional tie. It's an emotional situation, but you might have to step back and not look at it as an emotional tie and look at it more as a logical tie. Kind of like that whole phrase goes, it's not personal, it's business. You might have to separate, and Spirit's telling me it might be something financial or business related also. You might be, you might have a tie to somebody that you're close to that's in a professional situation, and you might have to separate that emotional tie and have to look at it from a business perspective or the business side of it, rather than, oh, well, I like them. Okay. Whoa, I just got a specific message for somebody. You might be somebody that's in a managerial position, and there's people that, or a person or a couple of people that you really do like as a person, but either you see honestly where they're not, this is a specific message. You're seeing that they're not performing to the abilities that they need to be performing to, or there's some of you that know that they're not doing things on the up and up, but you like them and you don't really want to lose them because you like them, or you don't want to fire them, you don't want to reprimand them, whatever the case may be. But you need to separate that and look at it from the business side versus the emotional side. I mean, personally, I have been in a situation, I have been in managerial positions, and you do have to separate those things, and you have to look out for the company and the company rules and things like that. So there's some of you that might be in a situation with that kind of scenario right now, where you might have some employees that, or just one that, for some of you, it might be multiple, but you're going to have to really put the emotion aside and do what you have to do business-wise, which it's not always the fun thing, but at the same time, we have to do it. But that's a specific message for somebody or some people. But yeah, you might have to separate your feelings and look at it from the ethical, logical sides versus how you feel about a person or people. But you also need to stay in your power. And you're going to have growth and progress also in other areas of your life. You just need to step in your power, and that kind of goes into that Empress mode too, honestly, where, it might be that situation where if you have to handle something professionally with people, you have to stay in that, you have to stay in your power. But regardless, the other messages here are, stay in your power and find balance between, your logic and emotions, just regardless of what it is. And just look also at how far you've come. Look at how much progress you've made. When you're feeling tired and you're feeling a little worn out, you need to stop and also think about how far you have actually come, and just all the growth and opportunity that you can still produce and achieve when you do think about those moments. Alrighty, so we're almost towards the end. We got Aquarius and then Pisces. Okay, let's get this one. This is Aquarius. Okay. Hi, Aquarius. Let's go ahead and get your messages for this week. Okay, so we're going to start out with your angel number 444. Protective magic. Your prayers are heard. You're being heard. Be assured that your angels are guiding you, surrounding you, and answering your prayers for protection. It may be a time of struggle, but you are being led into the light by divine forces. So take a moment now to thank your angels for their protective presence in your life. Yes, you're being heard. So if you've been praying and you've been wanting something to work out, or you've just had something on your mind hoping it'll work out, just know that your prayers are being heard by the angels and God in the universe. And your confirmations are always going to be when you see that number still also. And it'll still be, regardless if you see the number or not, but it's extra, extra, extra if you're seeing those numbers pop up. Okay, and then if you're dealing with somebody and they are on your mind and it resonates, their message to you may be, I'm ready to take my mask off. So there's somebody that might, in your life, if it resonates, might be ready to tell you the truth, or might be ready to really show you who they are. And I'm picking up that it's a positive and not a negative. They're going to show you the truth, and it's going to be in a more positive light than a negative one. I'm getting that because I kind of started wondering. I thought, and then Spirit was like, it's positive. Okay, and then your soul contract message is Stellar Weavers. Like stars intertwined, your choices are shaping the cosmic tapestry of the future. You are what your choices are. So whatever, it's kind of like that whole thing of you reap what you sow. So whatever decisions you're making, if they're positive, they're going to bring positivity and things like that to you. But if you're making not so great choices, you're going to continue having not so great choices. So you want to make sure that whatever choices you're doing, that's going to be, you need to look inward and be like, okay, what am I doing? Are my choices shaping to be good? Or are my choices not the best, and I might need to reassess my choices to get on the trajectory that I need to be on? Then, okay, ties back in. Rediscover yourself. What are your interests? Are you hiding yourself to please others' version of you? Look inward. Look at your choices. What are you doing? Are you actually being the authentic self you are? Are you making choices that are authentic? To be somebody that you're not for other people, or person, people, whatever the case may be, how it resonates. Rediscover yourself, though. You need to take some time to figure out, if we all know when we're not being our authentic selves. Let's be real for a second. We all know when we're intentionally doing things that aren't what we want to do or how we are. So you need to, Aquarius, you need to step back this week if it resonates. You need to step back and really look at, what is it you like? What is it you want? And are you actually being yourself? And you need to go inward and look, these choices shape your future. So if you're going to continue to be somebody that you're not, it's going to continue to be a false reality for you, and you're not going to be happy. So if you go inward and plot twist. So I had something happen on my phone to where it stopped the video. So Okay, deep breath. I'm going to continue on Aquarius. I'm a little bit annoyed because I wanted to get this all signed as one, but it's not going to do that. And so, anyway, we're going to get enough of that. So, okay. So, the part of Aquarius is we got the angel number done and then the oracle done. So, we're going to focus on the tarot part of the Aquarius and then just load Pisces in with this and do 2 videos, unfortunately. But you know what? I'm just going to go with it. All right. So with your tarot message, you've got the 2 of Pentacles and then the 4 of Cups and then the Moon. Okay. So with these cards, you're going to need to find adaptability and flexibility. And some of you Aquariuses, I think you're feeling stuck, and that could tie into this too, where I was talking about where you might be hiding something, or you're not necessarily hiding, but you might just pleasing people and doing things that you necessarily don't want to do. So that ties into this whole thing of where there might be feeling as of stagnation or feeling stuck, or you might just be trying to find your way out of ruts or find your way out of stagnation. So, but you need to be flexible and you need to find adaptability. And some of you Aquarians might also be trying to juggle too much right now. So you need to find the flexibility and adaptability and find your way to balance it. There's some of you just too much on your plate right now. And you need to face your fears, and this is also, it kind of ties into this too. You need to face some things that you might be dealing with, like maybe your fears, and you just really need to look to the truth and intuition for yourself too. That's kind of been a similar theme message for some of the signs today is that, or for the week, is that you need to find your truth. You need to go inward and you need to find it. You can't rely on other people. You can't rely on other things. You need to go inward and trust that you're going to be okay, and your prayers are being heard, and everything that you're asking for and that you're really wanting to be what you're praying about is being heard. So you need to trust that. But you need to be, I think some of you too have been stuck in ruts and you're missing opportunities as well. And you need to be careful about not missing out on some opportunities that might be trying to come towards you. But ultimately, you just need to find your way of balance and getting yourself out of stuck situations or people or scenarios. And you just need to be authentically yourself. Find what you like to do. Rediscover yourself. And always know that your decisions create what happens. So if you're doing positive and you're doing positive things, then you're going to have the positive things in motion. But if you're kind of like meh, or just letting things wing it, or letting things just kind of, be just, then it's going to be kind of mediocre or just not the greatest if you're not doing exactly what you want or need to do. And I hope that helps and makes sense. You just need to get into your creativity. You need to get into your passion. You need to rediscover yourself, discover yourself, and know that things are going to work out for you and that things are being heard that you're wanting to create. And you just need to find that balance and find that flexibility and just trust yourself, trust your intuition, and seek everything inward is what I'm getting for you, Aquarius. Okay, so we're getting ready to do Pisces. Okay, so Pisces. All right, let's go ahead and get yours done. All right, your angel number for the week is 300, divine connection. The mind, body, and spirit unite. Your angels acknowledge that you have an intense connection to the divine right now. The unity of your mind, body, and spirit creates a conduit for spirit messages. Sit in meditation with your hands on your third eye chakra, the center of your forehead, right now. Repeat the mantra a few times until it begins to sink in that I trust my abilities. Absolutely. Get yourself in alignment, complete alignment. So that's 300. So you could see 300 or 3 o'clock or things like that this week. And that's definitely extra confirmation of that angel number. Okay, if you have a person on your mind, this is what they would want to tell you if it resonates. I want to apologize. I need your forgiveness. So there's something, if it resonates, there's an apology that somebody wants to give you, and they want forgiveness as well on it. Okay, and your soul contract message is divine contract. Your life story is woven from a divine contract. Each step you take fulfills a higher purpose. And then fresh start. I love that one. You're being given the opportunity to begin again. Allow yourself to embrace this new life and open up fully to this gift that you've been given. I love that. I love the little baby hand too. That's so cute. I'm not gonna lie, I would still love to be a mom at some point, even though I'm a little older. Miracles can happen. Alrighty. Then you got Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and then the Nine of Pentacles. Lots of pentacle energy for you, Pisces. Lots of abundance. You got to create the narrative, though. You know, you've got to put the work in, and you've got to look towards what you're doing. I mean, you're definitely in that production, that manifestation, that working towards fruitions and abundance. And you need to keep working towards it. And you should also still kind of find a balance between resting and working towards it. You know the balance. Don't get too caught up in the hard work. And you need to try and stay disciplined, but also still find that balance between putting the work in and also resting and relaxing. But yeah, this week is definitely focusing on the coin and getting abundance and getting ahead or moving forward. And you're just looking towards that security and that success this week, and it's going to happen for you, Pisces. I am not mad at you for that. All right, well, that concludes the all signs for this week. Sorry it had to be 2 videos, unless I can figure out a way to combine the both of them. But anyway, I wish you all a very beautiful week, and if you ever want another read that's a personal one, then you can email me at Sunshine and Tarot. Gosh, I cannot talk today, y'all. SunshineIntuitiveTarot@gmail.com, and I will get back to you on getting that reading done. I've been doing personal readings here and there. Some people have reached out to me to do them, and the feedback's been pretty good on them that I've been doing. So I would love to do one for you as well. So just reach out to me at SunshineIntuitiveTarot@gmail.com, and we can talk about getting the reading done for you. So I hope you all have a beautiful week. Make it a beautiful week. And the next one will be uploaded next week on the 9th. That's going to be next Sunday. So I will have that loaded for you, and I will see you back on Monday for the oracle messages for Monday. Bye for now. Lots of love.